Hey everybody, welcome to the Valleycast. If you're new here, just know Elliott, Lee, and Joe and Steve are real nice people, and you're gonna have a real good time. So stay tuned, have a good time. We all love the Valley folks, so we think you will too. Hey everybody.
Honestly, what a perfect way to set up this completely low energy episode of the podcast you're gonna get.
It's weirdly synchronous.
It's perfect.
I feel like I know that guy.
I feel like I'm blowing. You taking me down a little bit?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he sounds like us when we do that thing.
He sounds like what we're going to sound like for the next hour.
Yeah. If you're new, this is definitely go back to episode 9.
I'm just playing some royalty-free calm music
Great.
for us because
Nice.
I feel like
enjoy
it
it.
also sets the tone for the. Okay, well, never mind. It's
there we
loading
go.
now because we have terrible internet. Great.
This is
Never mind. We're not going to get relaxing music today, guys.
Borderline unusable internet.
This is a podcast from the Valleyfolk. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you are new, we are normally present with a female named Lee Newton. She's not here today.
That's her name. Let me
Write that down.
Yeah, write it down.
Because it's
This
been
is becoming a problem.
It got, yeah.
It's been a year and a
the
half.
first 4 times it was.
I
fun.
know. I'm so bad with names.
I get it.
You're like literally the worst. If that was the real case.
10 years of working with someone. Is it
Well,
10 years? How long have we worked together?
your
2011?
Your
2012.
You're name blind.
Name blind.
7 years. I'm name blind.
Name blind is my favorite Wham song.
Name Blind opened for Pearl Jam in 1997. We shoot the shit on this podcast. We bring topics to the table, and we don't have Lee, so we're just gonna. It's just gonna be kind of like a loose, kind of maybe.
Well, we don't have Lee, and also I am so tired.
It's one of those days.
Yeah, and I'm just I apologize and thank you for having me, and it is what it is.
We just put our energy into a hot take. Check that
yeah,
out.
I
on
put all that
YouTube.
energy, and then when it was done, I was just like,
Yeah.
I got a nap.
When this podcast comes out, you will also have just been on the other side of the debut of season 2 of your show on youtube.com/thevalleyfolk. We're really happy with what's coming out. Really
it looks
fun.
great. It's so funny.
Parody that should have come out earlier.
So long ago.
People know it's in the trailer though. It's
Yeah.
a Game of Thrones. We can say that. And it's cutting edge.
So, guys, I have a topic that I'm just going to bust right in with really quick, but I was looking at the the Valleyfolk subreddit. So close. Yes. I was looking
Kait,
at
edit that out.
I was looking at the Valleyfolk subreddit, and there is a breaking news video here.
A breaking news video?
Yeah, it says breaking news. It's a post, and it says breaking news, and then there's a video attached to it, and it says breaking news: Rhett and Link lied on Trivia Bidet. They've been studying crayons for 10 years. And then what follows is a video of called the Crayon Colors song by Rhett and Link.
Oh, yeah, dude. I know exactly of which
Are you familiar with
talking.
this?
Oh, yeah.
I'll play a little clip of it.
That's some old school Rhett and Link,
Oops.
my friend. There's a cameo in that video.
Are you in it?
No, but a girl that you know very well is.
Is it Bree?
No.
Is it Trisha?
No.
Is it Lee?
Watch it.
Is it
I
me?
just want I want your reaction to happen live.
Is it Strawberry 17? Is that
She
who I'm
might be in
saying?
it too, but there's somebody else. You will see.
Oh my God, is it Heather?
No.
That looked like Heather.
No.
Oh, I see. It's Lindsay DeFranco.
Yeah.
Lindsay DeFranco.
think
How
it-
old is this?
Old. Very old Rhett and Link. They used to rock out so much original, really listen-toable, fun music, and they still do. That's what they're doing on tour. But yeah, I remember this song.
Do you think this is a requested song when they tour, and they do it when they tour?
It will be now.
Yeah. Get ready
Yeah.
for that bump, Rhett and Link.
They're so it looks like they're pretty familiar, and this video is about 3 minutes long. So,
Yeah, but they didn't get the colors. They missed the colors on
they
our
both
trivia
missed the
bidet.
colors?
Yeah.
Then why is this breaking news? Stellar Rush.
I think Stellar Rush was making a cute
I think
connection.
we, unfortunately, because of the climate we live in, especially on digital media, people are inherently reactive and dramatic.
Jump to
and
conclusions,
this is
yeah.
another example where
Jump to conclusions
look,
is a shade of red.
They're going to go low with the studying of the
Jump to
crayon
conclusions.
colors. I'm going to go high, and I think we all should and move past this because there are more important things than this, and we're not trying.
So this was
to
just a
start
funny
beef.
joke, is what was happening
funny
here.
joke, yeah.
And
Did I leave this here? Oops.
Yeah.
He's been here for weeks. So I thought that was an interesting thing.
That's very
that
funny.
they already knew all of these crayon colors, and apparently they're being called out here by this user Stellar Rush. But
I thought about
what's the lie? Did they say that they didn't? Because they're saying RentLink lied.
It's like somebody took like puzzle pieces from 7 different puzzles,
And tried to
but
shove
all
them
of these
together.
puzzles were various conspiracy theories that you could stick together. And
Yeah.
you're hoping that you would have one. But at the end, it was just a jumbled mess
Yeah.
of 2D puzzle pieces that made no
Yes,
sense. They tried
yeah.
to make a conspiracy theory.
And it failed horribly.
And what they
I
ended
did
up
it
doing-
live on this
Yes, you
podcast.
did.
And I thought it would be fun. And it was instantly shot down as untrue. And now I feel like I've got egg on my face because this user, once again, named
Stellar Rush.
Stellar Rush, thought it would be funny to say that this is breaking news. So I'm just going to take some notes here really quick.
Well, there's some anti-comedy funny there, so that's pretty fun. God dang it.
Never read anything posted by Stellar Rush on the podcast ever again. Dirty liar.
I am worried about Britney Spears,
Dude, that was...
and so I sent the gentleman and Lee on Instagram.
Who's the gentleman?
These gentlemen.
Oh,
us
these
gentlemen.
us and Lee.
Yeah, you're gonna have to provide some backstory for the old audience here.
So basically, yeah, we have a it's called TVF thread on Instagram, and it's the 4 of us, and we'll send things to each other that we find interesting at times. Sometimes it's more active than other times, but Mamrie Hart texted Grace and said, "You need to watch Britney Spears' Instagram story right now." Or I can't be your friend anymore. And Grace was like, okay. And we get on. And it is, I'll play it for you. It's been uploaded to YouTube. I'm not sure what the quality of this is going to be. But listen very carefully to kind of the way she talks, kind of like her grammar and stuff.
Paparazzi pictures fake, and do the paparazzi people do stuff to the pictures, and is the news really real? It's a conspiracy theory that I'm actually interested in.
So that was Britney Spears talking about how the news may not be real, and that's a conspiracy theory. Speaking of conspiracy theories, that she happens to be into. I would venture to say it's not an all or nothing statement. Some news, I bet, is fake. However, I would also she's talking about paparazzi photos and the unflattering angles that they get of her, and then they publish those, and then she's basically drawing a pair. Because I've been thinking about this a lot because she gets that's just one of the clips, and her grammar is definitely off, and she definitely is kind of she's always been a little bit of a space cadet, but
Excuse me. When you say space cadet, you're not saying she went through years of
Absolutely
rigorous
she
training
did, yeah.
to go to space
Yeah, she did.
as an astronaut, but instead found herself in the pop star industry because she was immensely talented.
Well, I hope he's saying both before you answer, because she is absolutely a space cadet.
Yes, exactly. But she's a bit of a space cadet, which basically means a bit is a ranking, like under sergeant, under like the colonel.
Didn't quite
let me
make it
write
all the
this
way
down.
to the
Full
top.
space. Write that down.
Colonel Space Cadet. She's not really great, and she's also a space
Dirty liar.
and dirty liar. Cool.
And yeah, so it's very strange and very kind of sad,
Is-
but also like she is living her best life.
So she did it. No, I just want to make sure that I'm understanding everything. So she did it. She was in her bikini while she was doing it.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
a weird part.
So
It
she
was-
was top looking down, and she was insinuating that the paparazzi make her look 40 pounds heavier than she really is, and she was using that moment to show, in fact, that she wasn't that plump. And
by using a also flattering angle. Yeah.
flattering
As
angle, but
opposed to
then
an
was
unflattering.
utilizing her personal experience to push the narrative of fake news, which was really crazy.
The fake news thing is definitely very conspiracy theory-ish, and also the way that she formulates her words is just sort of like, you can tell there's a lot going on in there, but she has maybe a difficult time getting it out. And so like the sentences she's saying in some of the other videos don't really make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day I was like, well, let's just see what's going on. And no one, I guess we've just accepted it, but it's a little worrisome and a little kind of sad. But also, she's in Miami now, and now I'm like watching all these because I'm like getting addicted, and I'm like, oh, what else is she gonna say?
Yeah, you're like really in on it. You know a lot.
I mean, well, here's the thing, man. What you will see isn't necessarily real. You ever think about that? Like, how do you know that?
Wow, what a thing to say.
Rhett and Link are lying.
Can I say something about this?
40 pounds lighter than what we imagine.
Can I say something about the video that you just played and the audio therein?
Sure.
So I played that for Alana, and Will was also there. William Haynes of People Be Like.
Hold on, let me write that down.
There, took him a second to get his pencil.
William Haynes. People be like
dirty liar.
Dirty liar.
Dirty liar.
And I was like, man, she's really losing her shit. Like she's losing it. Like I feel bad. She's losing it, and she's posting that for the world to see. And Alana instantly was like, no, she's not. She lost it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was even worse then.
Yeah.
What she's doing is she's maintaining her craziness. She's not going crazier, and she's not normal. She's not like,
whenever we see
saying
anything,
healthy things.
Yep.
Whenever we see anything, speaking of Black Mirror, it kind of mirrors that episode where she was like,
I had to cross that out because I wrote Dark Mirror, and it actually
thank
is
you for
Black
crossing
Mirror.
that out. But like Miley Cyrus's character is basically a prisoner in the industry. In that narrative, but Britney Spears seems like that too. Every time we see her say anything for herself, I feel like she found her phone, and 7 people that are supposed to be watching her didn't realize she found her phone, and they're panicking. And then as soon as that video's over, they take it back. It's always like that.
We've talked about like the thing where mentally and emotionally you can get stuck at your time of most success.
Yeah.
So like that's why a lot of people, when they like have a baby, they kind of stay at that age. And then if you get like, imagine like certain people with when SourceFed was around, if you can get stuck in that kind of like I'm 24 to 26 range of like this is my thing. Britney Spears was 16 when Oops I
Maybe
Did It Again
even,
was a hit. So
and she was younger on the Disney Channel.
And but like the superstardom, and even that too. And she talks like a child.
Right.
She can't really form sentences, and it's just so. It's like I know there's no direct correlation, but it is shocking how oftentimes the time of most success and the time of like your cadence, the way you speak, are parallel.
I mean, the fact that you're, like you said, you're kind of run through the gamut as a pop star, and like we can only assume
it has to break you.
It has to,
especially because she was Ariana Grande levels. She was the biggest pop star on the planet.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And then she fell hard publicly, and then bounced back. Like, and that's the other thing is like that girl bounces back. And I hope she's happy. I hope she's mentally better than what we're assuming right now.
Yeah, but it's just
I hope people
like,
have her best interests in mind.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like I would hope that my friends wouldn't let me post something like that.
There's nobody else in that room.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I would hope that if I did post something like that, then I would get a phone call right away from someone that cared about me and would say, hey, are you okay? And not only that, maybe you might want to rethink posting something like that. Because really, especially the part where it's like, I don't even know if news is real. Like, that part's kind of like disconcerting. Coming from someone who's like, still seen as a role model, in a lot of ways.
I mean, that, and also just the vulnerability of someone who is in a like not, whose brain is kind of working to fix itself. Like, that makes you susceptible to that kind of mentality. But I also think I do think she's talking more about specifically paparazzi photos. Like, she's literally doing what I would do if I were her, probably in her shoes, is equate paparazzi with actual news.
Can we hear it one more time? Can you play it one more time?
It might be a longer clip, because that's
Here,
one.
Hold on, I wrote it down. Let me let me get out my notes here.
Wait, you're gonna write it down?
You
You're
did
gonna
write
rewrite
it?
while
Do you need to rewrite it?
Well, no, I need you to
Trace
give me
it.
some paper crumpling.
Oh.
some page turning. Here, let me scratch my back. Just use that same track here really quick.
You're going to scratch your back with that pencil?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on, I got a niche. There we go. Hold on. It's like, hey, wait. I can't reach it. Steve, can you help me out?
Yeah, let me help you.
Yeah.
Why does your back sound like a piece of paper when I rub my pencil on
Because
it?
I have never put any lotion on
Here
it
you go,
ever.
Joe, let's turn these pages for a second.
Let's just watch this.
Let me
Oh, here we go. Hang on.
That sounds like a giant library book.
A giant reading a book.
Here we go. You ready? I'm gonna get an ad.
Yes,
so.
chapter 1.
Pictures fake, and do the paparazzi people do stuff to the pictures? And is the news really real? It's a conspiracy theory that I'm actually interested in.
Is the news really real is an aside. It's not. It has nothing to do with the paparazzi thing.
Subject to really criticize people and say that the pictures. And please don't judge me. I look haggard right now. But my question to all of you is: a lot of fans in our world today, they always are subject to really criticize people and say that the pictures and videos that they're posting are either not on time or they're fake.
They are always subject to really criticize.
And they're not on time.
Yeah. I don't understand the not on time part. It's sort of like, oh, I think what she's saying or trying to say is that sometimes people are going, you posted this photo today, but this was a week ago. You were actually in whatever.
Whoa.
So now she's been doing these kind of strange like Instagram things of here I am, I'm here. This photo was taken then. Like it's real. And she's starting to think that people around her are basically or she's starting to think that it seems like paranoia. It seems like she's like they're saying it's not on time. Like, but look, I'm here. Like you're believing the wrong thing. Like you're believing the people that are lying to you.
Another interesting aspect of her existence and I think her timeline of fame that we should take into account. And again, we are far from mental health experts, but she was the biggest thing on the planet back when the internet and
dude, I had a poster
Instagram
in my room.
And
Me too, yeah.
Twitter, but like what we're all dealing with and we're used to as like a YouTube generation of people who have been in the public eye, and we're used to those comments and that stuff. She was huge prior to that, and it didn't exist. And then she kind of, like I said, she bounced back and stuff. So she had that old fame, that 1990s fame, and now she's kind of as a broken-ish person, it seems, dealing with the internet side.
But
of
again,
fame
still
as
less,
well, and that's
less like
two different worlds, man.
Less. She seems less troubled than she was when she was like shaving her head and stuff. Remember when she did that?
Yeah.
When we were working at SourceFed and that was like
Well,
scary
that was
stuff.
2007.
Yeah.
That was way back.
So less. She seems more stable than that.
Regardless of where she is stability-wise, I can't say that I'd be any better or worse having gone through what she's gone through.
Oh,
So that's
sure.
its own sort of like just aside of
Sure.
like, there's no world. I'm saying she's crazy. Or on the flip side, I'm not sitting here going like, I'm really worried about Britney Spears. But there is a little bit of like, you just hate to see it.
Yeah.
You hate to see
You
it.
just hate to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess it's one of those things where it's like, don't meet your heroes, sort of, like just kind of like appreciate the music and the art they made, kind of let them have their personal life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really think that there's a lot of that in the world with celebrities that you kind of find out are like, oh, maybe they're not saying the best stuff publicly, and maybe they're not taking the best political stances.
We just know too much now. We have too much information.
Well, and you can use that term, the being on the right side of history and stuff like that, but there's that argument's gonna be there forever.
Whatever side of history got the internet, that's the wrong side.
I think you're
I don't
right.
care how you divide it.
Hang on, let me write that down.
Okay. Well, now that you've turned it to a fresh page, now you can take your notes.
Okay. And Elliott is a liar, biggest liar.
Oh, wait. Dirty.
Dirty.
Insert.
Dirty liar.
Ooh,
Two T's.
Oh, 2 T's.
2 T's. No.
Sorry.
No
You
worries.
said 2 T's.
2 T's.
Sorry, I accidentally put
Not dirty.
Let me cross that out.
Okay.
And then let me put 2 T's.
Ooh, hey.
I'm sorry. Can I have a moment while I write 2 T's,
Yes,
please?
please, sorry.
1 T.
And
Don't forget to cross it. You still have to cross both of them.
Shit.
2 T's.
Okay, hold on. Let me cross them now. Well, great. Now I got to use another page. So let me turn the page and T.
Here, can I borrow your pencil really quick?
Absolutely, Joe.
I just want to draw one of those cool S's.
Please don't draw it on that page, though.
Those S's are actually on the wrong side of history.
Never stopped writing when you turn the page.
Just write while you're
right
doing
through it. That's so fun.
Anyway, that's a fun treat.
Man, what a weird little path we just went down. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ad read portion of this podcast. My name is Joe Beretta, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections, such as 100 most popular. With Robinhood, you can learn to invest in the market as you build your portfolio. Discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you never, ever miss the right moment to invest. Robinhood is giving listeners of the Valleycast a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at valley.robinhood.com. Once again, sign up at valley.robinhood.com and get your free stock today. Everybody?
Robinhood's so fun. I'm going to talk about stamps.
Let's talk about stamps, Elliott.
Are you cutting or are we rolling straight through?
We're going straight through, baby.
That's pretty neat. Guys, listen, this is pretty exciting. No one ever has time to go to the post office, okay? You're busy. So who's got time to get into all that traffic, try to find all that parking, lug all your mail and your packages? It's a real hassle. That's why you need Stamps.com, one of the most popular time-saving tools for small businesses. Stamps.com eliminates trips to the post office and saves you money with discounts that you can't even get at the post office, all right? Stamps.com brings all the amazing services of the U.S. Post Office right to your computer. Whether you're a small office sending invoices, that's us, an online seller shipping out products, also us, or even a warehouse sending thousands of packages a day, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere that you want to send it. Once your mail is ready, you just hand it to your mail carrier, drop it in a mailbox, give them a wink, give them a smile, and get on with your day. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off of every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. Not to mention, it's a fraction of the cost of those expensive postage meters. Yeah. Stamps.com is a no-brainer, folks, saving you time and money. It's no wonder over 700,000 small businesses already use Stamps.com. So here's what you're going to do. Right now, listeners of the Valleycast get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. And the Lord, just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Valleycast. That's one word. Stamps.com, put that in there, hit enter, and then you're going to find that thing, and you're going to put in Valleycast. Stamps.com and Valleycast get a special offer, includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. Amen.
Hallelujah. Hey guys, Joe here with a word from our sponsor, Audible. Hey everybody, listening makes us smarter, more connected people. It makes us better partners, parents, and leaders, and there's no better place to start listening than Audible. Audible is where so many inspiring voices and compelling stories open listeners up to new experiences and ways of thinking, which is cool. Audible members now get more than ever before. Members choose up to 3 titles every month. 1 audiobook plus 2 Audible originals that you can't hear anywhere else. That's an exclusive, baby. Members also have unlimited access to more than 100 audio-guided fitness and meditation programs. Audible delivers bestsellers, business, self-improvement, memoirs, and more, all professionally narrated by actors, authors, and motivational superstars like Rachel Hollis, David Goggins, and Mel Robbins. I'm going to find out who those people are. Audible members can also get free access to the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and Washington Post delivered daily to the Audible app, which is on iPad and iPhone and Android and a bunch of places for free. With the convenient app, members can access Audible anytime at the gym, while commuting, on the go, and on any device. It will always pick up right where they left off. Audible also offers free and easy audiobook exchanges, credits, and you can roll over them for a year, and a library you can keep forever, even if you cancel. Explore all the ways listening on Audible can help improve mind, body, and soul with entertainment, information, and inspiration. One of my favorite books, which I highly suggest you check out, is called The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. Not even one of my favorite books. It's legitimately my favorite book. It's about a bunch of Jesuits that are the first people that go to a planet where they discovered life, because that's what Jesuits do. They go and they check it out and they spread the gospel. Anyways, it's really good. Oh boy, it creates a family dynamic that you just want to be part of, and there's hope, there's tragedy. It's I just get that book, and you can do so right now. You can start listening with a 30-day Audible trial and your first audio book plus 2 Audible originals for free. Visit audible.com/Valleycast or text Valleycast to 500-500. Again, that is audible.com/Valleycast or text Valleycast to 500-500. Audible.com/Valleycast or text Valleycast to 500-500. Get the Sparrow. It's real good. Bye-bye. Back to the show. Okay, so E3 is going on right now.
Yeah, it is going on.
We're in the
right
midst
now.
of it, and there's been some fun announcements that I just want to talk about with you guys, because I think we can dive in a little bit. And Steve, you'll have to help me out because I think you're probably plugged in a little bit more.
Just a little bit. I haven't been paying too much attention to the latest announcements and stuff, but I'm excited about the Nintendo announcements more than anything.
That I'm really, really freaking jazzed about, and for a lot of reasons. One, a lot of the video game playing that I've been doing recently has been Nintendo Switch based, specifically
Same.
Breath of the Wild.
I'm obsessed with the Switch right now.
Yeah, Breath
it's
of the
such
Wild.
a fun system.
They did a fun, awkward. It's always awkward. Nintendo has the most awkward announcements and presentations, and it's always weird, and it's always odd jokes that fall flat, but it's cute because it's Nintendo, and it's the new president's name. You know his name, right?
Oh, it's not Reggie.
No,
Fils-Aimé
Reggie
anymore.
stepped down, and a new dude came in whose last name is legitimately
Oh,
no
Bowser,
joke.
yeah.
Bowser
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
Nintendo president, or U.S. president of Nintendo.
Yeah,
I think is what it is.
Nintendo
Anyways,
of America.
Nintendo
yeah.
of America.
Weird.
Anyways, yeah, it's crazy.
The
Anywho,
woman who played Harriet Tubman, really quick, her name is Yamanika Saunders.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah, she's funny. Anyways,
Sorry.
they
Anyway.
so they do their whole presentation, and nothing's really mind blowing at the time. There's some fun announcements, and then right at the end, they do the thing that they always do. They're like, "Oh, and one more thing."
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they go to this really cool trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, which makes me really happy, and it looks like maybe a co-op dungeon crawler with
Jesus.
Zelda and
Oof.
Link. Looks great. It's
We're heading into some fun
same
game times.
Same art, same everything. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited for that. And they also showed more footage of Link's Awakening, the remastered remake, which, Elliott, you have to play.
I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I mean,
We should at least do a thing where it's like Elliott plays Link's Awakening on the stream or something.
That would be fun.
I mean, that was never my like go-to game, so it's not like
sure, but it's a
might
remake
be-
to an old
yeah,
one.
which I think is great. But
Yeah.
I would rather
I'm sorry,
play
remaster.
I'd rather play Breath of the Wild.
Dude, you may never come back if you play Breath of the Wild.
I'm excited to have a video game that I can play, but it's literally like for me, it's these types of things where I buy the system to play that one game, and then I always just worry I'm never going to play after that because Pete got like a PS4 with the VR stuff. We've used it like 4 times.
Dude,
since
that's
then.
sad.
I-
never again used it.
I also like put the VR helmet away and it's been collecting dust, and then Beat Saber came out, and then I played the fuck out of that for a while, and then everybody came and had some fun, and then I put it
back
away
in.
again. But then like this Trover Saves the Universe game, the new Justin Roiland like Rick and Morty-ish
is it great?
VR game came out. It's very fun and very cool and very strange and funny. But it like made like Alana and Owen were over when I started to play it, and it's just if you played any Justin Roiland, if you've seen
just
any Justin
madness.
Roiland stuff, it's all madness. And there's this what is that one game that's like a office simulator or something?
I know what you're talking
but it's
about.
Justin Roiland, and it's basically just
Asylum.
like you walk into a room and it's like you just hear like the Rick and Morty voice essentially, and it's like, hey, come hit play on this thing over here. Hey, come here, hey, fucker, you fucker, you shit. Come here, you shit! And it's like
so mean.
It's like a game where there's just like things like that happening
fun,
the
yeah.
entire thing, and it's like kind of funny. But the Trover one is like so insane because there's these like giant things that come over and they're like, "Hey, motherfucker, fuck you! I'm gonna fucking kill your dog." Yeah, I know that's fucking crazy, but I'll fucking do it. And it's just like 50 hours I just read of improvised lines with like basic structure of the game from Justin Roiland, and it made Alana sick. Like she was like, "Can you pause it for a sec?" I played for like maybe 30 minutes. She's like, "Could you pause it for a second?" I paused it, and she was like, I don't know what it is. I'm not even watching you play, but just that the cacophony of like sound coming out of this game is making me nauseous. It was so like obnoxious and gross, and I was like, it made total sense to me. But I've been playing it with my headphones on.
I feel better after I vomit, and I dive back in.
I've been playing it with my headphones on, and it's a lot of fun. And then my brother just got me this kind of like mobster VR game that everyone's fucking talking about. I forgot the name of it, but I haven't played it yet. But it's VR sort of still doing it.
I know what you're talking about. It looks fun.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to tangent.
No, it's great. The other things that I was really excited about, I'm super pumped for the Final Fantasy VII HD remaster
Yeah, I have
remake.
zero
Dude,
interest.
it looks so good.
Yeah, I never
So
played
good.
any of those games.
Final Fantasy VII was like the big one, right? Wasn't that a
Yeah.
big one?
One of many of them, but it was like the one
One
that
of many,
like
but-
relaunched interest and was
Yeah.
it came out on the first generation PlayStation. And
Yeah,
it was just
yeah.
next level storytelling, like
Mm-hmm.
affected people. There's a I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to spoil it, but there's a moment in it that people still like weep
Yeah.
about
Jesus,
when they
okay.
think about it. And what's cool about it is that they're not just remaking the game and making the graphics better. They're doing a whole reboot where they're putting a voice cast in it. They're changing the combat system to make it more active, so it's not like that classic turn-based RPG. It's more action-based.
Oh, that's fun.
It looks so freaking good. I'm very excited for that. The Collection of Mana series, which is Secret of Mana.
Dude, I didn't know there were other Mana games.
Yeah, man.
I just remember Secret of Mana.
It's technically part of the Final Fantasy series.
Secret of Mana?
It's kind of like a little
God.
offshoot. But anyways, there's a
keep
unreleased
track.
Japanese one, The Secret of Mana 3. I forget what the actual name is called, but they're calling it Trials of Mana. That came out. I think I'm buying it today.
And it's going to be it's a bunch of them in one bundle or something?
Big bundle.
And it's on the Switch?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll probably get that too.
Yep. $40.
I'm looking to
3
dig into
games.
some kind of RPG thing. I even wanted to because everyone was talking about Secret of Mana, I kind of wanted to get the SNES Classic out and plug it in and play the original on there.
Dude, that's the other thing I want to talk to you guys about. I have the SNES Classic little plug-in thing. I've been playing it with the kids.
Dude, I see.
nightly.
Yeah, Jackson is like playing Mario 3 and shit. And Mario World.
We just walked through Mario World together.
That's so fun.
We're doing Donkey Kong Country.
I love it.
Oh, nice.
I played Secret of Mana again all the way through.
So I have questions for you then. What are because they've seen state-of-the-art crazy CGI technology and they've seen movies where like the graphics are mind-blowing and what do they think about Nintendo games?
You know, there's a lot of interesting things that I have noticed about the two of them recently. One being, I want to know what the psychological, and I'm sure there's an answer and people have talked about this before.
Negative.
But what's
the answer is negative.
Let me write this down. Just kidding.
What is the psychological reasoning of kids being automatically attracted to animation? What I mean by that is like Jackson will just straight up go, I don't want to watch a real movie. I find them boring. I don't want to watch it. Then that could be anything,
Like a live action
A live action movie. He just doesn't want to, and a cartoon automatically matters to him. And then I get him to watch like a Bumblebee, the movie, live action, and I can get him to get to that point where he really likes it. But for whatever reason, we did it too as kids. Why are
we're
kids
just bored
attracted to
by the-
animation? Like,
Here's my guess. This is my guess. This is my total guess.
yeah, because I don't know.
But maybe it has something to do with the speed at which you process information, and when you're a baby, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Write it down.
When you're a baby, you can process like bright colors, like sparkly things. Like you're fresh out of the womb, and you're like, you're not used to the subtlety. You can't really. I don't think you can pick up on it, and you sort of like the plot lines you can't follow. So cartoons are bright colors. They're easy to understand. They're easy to look at, and I imagine they can just follow it better.
Do you think from a young age we're just automatically attracted to an escape from reality? I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know,
there
yeah.
was some. Remember, there was like some kind of study about like why do kids like things where like someone was like analyzing an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, and they were like timing the amount of time between cuts, between where it would cut away to something, and it was like insane. It was like, you know, like
Like that
10
scene
cuts
out of
every
Bohemian
3
Rhapsody?
seconds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like cutting and it's madness, and there was something to be said about like kind of like why kids are more receptive to like crazy cuts and like weird visual colors, and I guess it had something to do with it kind of like matching their overactive brains and their energy levels, and
their synapses are just growing at a million miles an hour.
Yeah, and I think it's just like it kind of like speaks to their language of like being energetic and lively, I guess.
There's also like with real stuff in movies, there's an investment that we know pays off as a result of seeing them before, and as a kid you don't know that, so you want like immediate gratification.
Well,
like
yeah.
color, bright.
And it's boring to watch two people just talk or whatever. Like whenever I go to like a Marvel movie and there's like nothing but like parents have all brought their kids to come see it, essentially. There's like so many scenes, especially in this latest Avengers movie, Infinity War. Endgame, yeah, sorry, Endgame. There's just there's so many scenes where there's like no action. There's just people talking to each other, and it's just like kids crawling around on the seats and throwing popcorn and going like, "Mommy, what's happening?" And like, it's because it's boring. It's boring to just sit there and listen to two people talk and nothing's
I remember that as a
happening.
kid, kind of just waiting for the action
Something to happen.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't get it. I don't care.
And
Like,
there's kind
who
of a
are these
time
people?
limit, right? Like it gets to a point where you're like, if something doesn't happen, I'm going to turn away, and my attention will never turn.
And not
back.
even notice.
And it
Just like-
takes time to really grow into the subtleties of language, because it's so complicated, and getting the ifs, ands, and buts about it. So
But
if you're
what do
watching
they
a
think-
drama, they're not picking up on the intricacies and the subtleties of just speech.
So they're watching a
entertaining.
16-bit. They're in control of a 16-bit
So
Mario. How do they react to
so
that?
that's the second question that I was going to talk about. So that was the first thing that I've been thinking about with Jackson, who's 5, by the way. And I'm going to read up on this, and I'll come back and I'll tell you guys what I found.
Yeah, please.
Now, speaking of the video games, also fascinating, because him and his other friend, who's also a 5-year-old and his dad is my best friend growing up.
Trey DeFranco.
Trey DeFranco's kid is who I'm talking about.
wow.
But anyways, they're both 5. He's a little
incredibly
older than
young father.
Jax, but they're 5, and they both can navigate and have picked up the Switch and can play 3D Mario games perfectly.
Yeah, I mean,
Like they have control over
They
it. and
navigate the environments. They can handle the control schemes and everything.
They're jumping over the big holes
yeah,
and stuff.
but it's a 3D environment which matches more, I think, of their daily existence,
just the way the world looks.
than
Yeah.
a 2D game does. And they have been picking up these 2D games, and I'm noticing that he has a little bit more trouble with them.
Interesting.
Because it's more about the timing,
Yeah.
and the patterns,
Yeah.
as opposed to just
Coordination.
existing within a reality.
Yeah, because the patterns were like the most exciting part of a video game back then.
Yeah, it was
because it was
mastering
all
a
about
pattern.
learning the pattern,
Yep.
figuring it out, and it could take sometimes hours to learn the pattern of a
muscle
boss
memory,
or something.
And
it's muscle memory, and you don't need to really memorize that anymore.
And as the technology has continued to be released, I feel like everything's switched over from when our generation and the generations prior to being so intuitive that it's like, oh, if you want to zoom in, it makes sense to go like that, or claw out or swipe. But like, it's so tactile and so like, is that the right word? Tactile? Yeah, I think that's
tactile
right.
is one word.
I always get tactile and textile confused, and those are different things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wait, hold on. Let me write that down real quick.
Yeah, sorry, Joe.
Tactile and text.
It's crazy that the sound effect keeps happening at the same time.
In fact, hold on. I just wanted to play with my marbles. Hold on. I have too many marbles. Just rolling them down. Okay, are different things. In fact.
I'm getting nauseous.
Hold on, let me sharpen my pencil. With my lawnmower. What's happening?
When we're watching stuff as older kids or playing stuff as older kids, I think there's a part of us that is playing it, and that part of us that might get get bored in some way is also being occupied by whether or not it's a good movie or whether or not the person's doing a good
critical
job.
part of our brains.
And we're
have
assessing it.
yeah.
And they don't have that. So they're watching it. And so if it's boring to them, there's nothing they don't need to convince themselves to be entertained. They're like, it's like, maybe they're just more honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, definitely
And
more
their brains are mushy and small.
We know kids are more
they're weak.
honest
Their
for
bodies
sure
are weak and
kids
pushable.
Kids say shit that like you're like, ooh, I wouldn't. Don't say that. Like, don't say that to me.
But they also say wrong stuff all the time because they're so dumb.
I guess that's true, but like wrong is not. Maybe wrong's the. For example, like, have you ever heard a kid go up to someone who's like a little overweight and go like, "Look at this fat, like you're fat."
Kid's an asshole.
Been a problem with Jackson lately.
Right, and it's like,
Has it really?
Yeah, but he's not saying it with any malicious intent.
I know.
He's just describing things.
Isn't that fun? That's
right, because it's just an unfiltered truth. Really, you're just looking at something and like, "Oh, that's what that is," and you're just saying it. You haven't learned to be like, "Oh, that could hurt someone's feelings." Really,
Right.
you know, and yeah.
But you also see kids walk up to adults and be like, "The rocket ship takes off at 4. You want to go to the ice cream shop and sip?" And you're like, "You don't know what you're talking about."
Right.
Well, this has been fun, guys.
Yeah, this has been great. What a romp! What a fun time.
Random podcast.
We
Let's,
talked a lot about
yeah.
what did we talk about? We ran the gamut of a lot of
Little
things. We
things.
talked about Rhett and Link lying, Stellar Rush being a piece of shit. What else?
That's it.
That's it. Great.
Thanks, everybody.
Actually, I could check my notes really quick. Should I check my notes
check
and
your
see what we
notes.
wrote down here?
Let
me get through these pages here. Let me
Check
go
the
back.
minutes. Check the minutes.
Let me go back a few pages so that we can make sure we're going back to the right page.
Also,
Oh, there's my S.
weird
Just going
pages.
back- just going back
Odd.
a few
Are they
pages.
magnetized?
I'm just trying to go fast.
They're just heavy. They're
Very
old.
consistent.
It's parchment.
We're also.
Thank you. I'm consistent. I am a consistent person.
I think it's the upcoming episode of your show after the one that will be coming up when we release this, not the premiere, but we're also going to be doing kind of a goal-oriented thing with our Patreons this summer and trying to. There's basically going to be some. If we get to, we're going to set a goal, and if it hits a certain number, I'm going to do.
It's
going to
do some
pretty
body
crazy.
modification.
Oh yeah, we're still doing that. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
and so
hasn't
that's
been
coming
announced
out, and
yet.
that's so get excited about that. And
How
in the
close
meantime,
are we to the goal?
it'd be a big life changing thing for us if it had. That's why I was like, I made it high enough that I because I don't worry.
Okay. So we're probably not close.
It's we're trying to gamify it a little bit.
Oh, we have a
but,
special guest on your show this week too.
Yeah, and so anyway, go to oh really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Go to patreon.com/the Valleyfolk. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we love you guys, and don't forget to write down the P.O. box number.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Wait! Don't go! Joe here, doing what we call in the business a pickup. I just wanted to do a shout out to one of our patrons of our 100 tier. We do shout outs for creative projects, as you guys have heard in the past, and this one comes from Jesse Fisher. Jesse says, part of the 2019 Hollywood Fringe Festival, Mr. Yunoshi is a solo performance piece written and performed by J. Elijah Cho that follows a fictionalized Mickey Rooney as he attempts to create his character for breakfast at Tiffany's. This comedic show aims to explore the controversial topics of yellowface and colorblind casting. Mr. Yunoshi runs through June 28th, and tickets are available at the link that we will provide in the description. Fans and members of the Valleyfolk are also sure to love Some Sort of Show L.A. #SSOSLA. It brings together performers from the Pack Theater community, the Los Angeles comedy scene, and industry professionals to put on some sort of show. Past shows have included sketches, stand-up, musical comedy, video shorts, and more. Some Sort of Show L.A. happens every fourth Thursday, 8 p.m. at the Pack Theater. Thank you, Jesse Fisher, and thank you to all of our other patrons over at patreon.com/the Valleyfolk. Thanks for listening, you guys. I'm going to be in this room by myself for the next week because that's what happens when we go. So, bye.